Well, welcome everybody to the Air Restore Saturday morning webinar. It is the 11th of March, and it is really almost the end of the first week since we started our soft restart. And we are relaunch, and we are really pretty excited about a lot of things that are going on. And I just kind of thought I would take this opportunity to bring everybody up to speed a little bit about what is happening and what it is that we are doing. Currently this week, as we said, we're going to have some start and stop problems. And I think everybody on the call here on the panel has experienced some kinds of issues. The problem we're having right now is we have switched the computer over from Air Restore to Air Restore of Tennessee, and we've had to hook up all the links with new credit card processors and all those kinds of things. It is just full of little glitches. And what they told me was going to take one day and an easy, let's just throw a switch and make it happen. I should have known better. That just does not happen in the world of electronics. And so what we have had is we have had replicated websites that would be on for a while, but wouldn't necessarily go anywhere. We have had back office area where you couldn't get into it, then you could get into it. And so it's been off again, and it's been very frustrating for people. And what we have asked them to do is to do a blast to get out at least a hard copy of order forms and enrollment forms that you can email in. And if people don't feel comfortable about putting credit card information on emails, which I fully understand, somebody will call you and make sure that all the information is correct and get into the system. But we are capable of putting people into the system. When we finally get replicated sites tied into back offices, it will work like it has worked before. I have seen on the replicated websites the new order form and the new enrollment forms, and they work great. It's simply a matter of just getting them both on at the same time. And as frustrating as that is, what I do know is that there's a lot of people out there that are starting to get the word out about the program and how it's working. And we're going to talk a little later this morning about what the experience is of people as you introduce the relaunch concept to them. And I've been very pleased with the enthusiasm that we've been finding. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. So let's just kind of walk through again for everybody's sake, because we have made a couple of changes and we've made a couple of decisions about what we're going to do on some of the things that we had not really completed yet. And as we mentioned on the webinar last week, this is a work in process. That's why it's a soft launch, and it will be a hard launch as we move along here. But that just means that we're going to have some issues, and it gives us a chance to do some changing, and we're going to be up and running by the time we get to the end of next month. And at that time, then we should have all the bugs out of everything. Then I should mention, just as we kind of go down the system, product is available. The only thing we're shipping right now is can't even remember the name of it. The Element series, and it's just the Element. We will be starting to produce now in the next week or so, be it the Tempest and the Aura, and get those back up as well. But for right now, everything is going to be the Element, and that just makes our life easy. It makes everybody's life easy in introducing it. So as we kind of just go through the marketing plan, let me just tell you a couple of changes that we really have made. Number one, on the first page, we have simplified it a little bit, again, because everybody said, why does it have to be $129? Why can't it be $130 to make it a nice, easy number so that people can remember it? So we just raised the suggested retail price up $1, so it's $130 instead of $410. At the same time that we did that, we also addressed an issue about what are we going to do about the Studio Pack, because the Studio Pack has in some areas is turning out to be quite popular. And what a lot of people are doing, of course, is that they're buying whole house systems and converting them into to 2 studio packs. So to balance it up, what we have done is that we have added in now the studio pack, and the studio pack is going to have a suggested retail on it of $250. That's obviously plus tax and plus shipping. The wholesale on it is going to be $140. So we did not change that, nor did we change the PV on it. So essentially what we are doing is saying, instead of buying 2 single units for $260, buy an element or buy a studio pack and save the $10. But the big difference becomes then, why not buy a whole house system at $410 instead of the $500, because we put the big cost saving in there. So that's a change that will be reflected in the documentation as we go along, and I think it will answer the question about what do we do with the studio pack. The number of direct studio packs that we have sold in the past has not been high, and in talking with people, it does appear that what most people are doing is delivering people studio packs by taking whole house systems and just taking them apart and delivering them as a studio pack. So, and going on with the program here, so far we've been introducing the concept of a preferred customer. I know that Charlie out in California, and I think Sherry, you have too, and we'll talk about it later, have been introducing the concept of the preferred customer, and it's turned out to be something that people really, really like. And we've put together the 3 options on how people then can kind of get in with the idea of getting their feet wet with the preferred customer position, and then moving up to the dealer position. And just to remind everybody how this works is that there are 3 options really. Once you become a preferred customer, what you get is a preferred customer number, and you are able then to go back into your sponsor's replicated website, or send somebody to your sponsor's replicated website, and they can order a product on there, and put your number in there, your preferred customer number in there, and then you basically get credit for it. And it actually basically acts like a referral program, because if you send somebody to your sponsor's replicated website, then and they purchase a whole house system, then we're going to send to you, as the person that was referring it, a naturalizer, an element naturalizer worth $130 now. And so that's a nice little gift for getting somebody to come, and the dealer, of course, now gets a new person who may or may not choose to go on to be a dealer themselves. The second way that you can take advantage of this is to recognize that to become a dealer in this business, it now requires the purchase of 2 whole house systems at a special price, either at the same time or at different times. And the third way you get in is by bringing 4 new people in as preferred customers. So if you can introduce 4 people with a preferred customer, you now get $130 value times 4. That's basically $520 by my math. And as a gift for bringing 4 people in, and it does qualify you to become then a dealer. So we've got a real genuine work-in program so that new people can get into the business. We talked about the 6 ways to save money. Again, just to refresh everybody's memory, the new thing that we have done is to say that a new dealer coming in needs a product for themselves and product in their inventory. So we've said the new work-in system is 2 whole house systems. 2 whole house systems. And the 2 whole house systems sell as a package for $777. And I'm happy to tell people that on Monday we're going to be sending out our very first $130 referral check. because we got our very first 777 dealer pack. So we're going to be taking a picture of that and putting it on the internet. So it's just telling everybody things are really starting to happen. As a dealer, you now do need to have some identification where you didn't have to have that as a preferred customer. You have to have a Social Security number, tax ID number. It just is the ordinary way, things that you have to do to get into business. And with that, of course, becomes the all of the things that we've had before. Everything that was there before, the replicated websites, the free back office, the no referral fee, all of these things are going to be exactly the same way that they were before. Marketing program is basically 6 ways to make money. And as we kind of go through there, through obviously retail is still the heart of our program. And you either do that on your e-commerce website, or you do it face-to-face. And we all know that doing it face-to-face really is the most effective way of doing it, because you can talk yourself blue in the face and you cannot convince anybody that this does anything until they have tried it themselves. Recruiting people is the second way. The Mailbox Money program is exactly as it's always been, so that every time that you recruit a new dealer into the program, the company will, the next business day, cut a check for $130 and send it to you as a sponsor of that new dealer. So there's definitely a recruiting element to it. We kept the R3 program, absolutely kept it because it worked. And as you can see, the difference, it's basically still an outstanding value. It's a $777 package to get into the business, to become a dealer, or as I should have mentioned before, the other option on becoming a dealer is to buy one as a preferred customer, and at any time then that you buy your second unit and let us know that you want to be the dealer, those 2 units are qualify you, and the amount is a little more, but it gives you the freedom to know for sure that you want to be in the business. And so with the R3 program, we kept that exactly the same as it was, and the numbers work out just about the same as they did before. So with a $777 investment, what you get out of that is a business. And if you go out and you recruit 3 people, just as before, you get $390 in mailbox money and a free whole house system. And a free whole house system is now worth $410. That's a value of $800. And that is a very, very significant return on investment, basically in a month. I don't know where else you can get all of your money back and be in business. So we like that program. It's solid. It was one of the cornerstones that we had that gave us real momentum. And so we're going to be able to keep that package. Here's a change. So now in the number of positions that you have, you are allowed to get override commissions on your organization. And we now basically have simplified that a little bit, both in its presentation and in its representation. So you can see we have preferred customers. Preferred customers are exactly what we talked about before. We have dealers, and because dealers don't really have organizations yet, they're just starting to build their organization. There is no commission structure associated with it, and so they make their money from the retail profit. Then you can see we have 3 different positions, and we've simplified them so that they go master dealer, distributor, and sales manager. And with those 3 positions going like that, we have the opportunity now to say, look, the reason you want to get promoted is because every time you get yourself promoted, you double your commission rate. And it's a whole lot easier to say, I'm going to go from 10 to 20 to 40%. I'm going to double each time rather than get all wrapped up in 6 and 9 and 22 and all those other numbers that make most people's eyes glaze over. All of a sudden, this is really, really easy to talk about. But you can see one of the things that happens as we made this change is that there is no more senior dealer position. So what happens to the senior dealer position? And this was a change that we made this week that we're getting ready, changing the documentation for. Those people who are already senior dealers are going to have a choice between now and the time that we have the hard launch in about 6 weeks. If they bring in, they have three options, two options, three options. If they bring in a new dealer themselves, when they do that, they will be promoted at the end of that month up to master dealer. Or number two, if they purchase 2 whole house systems, at the end of that month, they will be brought up to master dealer. If they do nothing, they will be in the first available position, which is dealer. And so it's going to give people an opportunity, and I believe an incentive, to take advantage of this as we get the word out, that be able to move from one level to the other in the shortest possible time. Now, also recognize what I said there about when promotions take place. Promotions take place at the end of the month. And so getting in at the end of the month, making the promotion at the end of the month means that for that whole month, you get a commission at the rate of the position that you started the month. So just as an example, supposing you're a master dealer and you bring in somebody, or one of your dealers brings in somebody that says, you know what, I can make sales manager in 1 month. And so they do get up there, and that, as you'll see in a minute, takes 25,000 PV. So you as a master dealer would get 10% of that 25,000 PV, because you still are getting all the commissions before the end of that month at the rate that that month started. So it's important to be sure that you get promoted at the end of that month, because you're going to be the earning power of bringing in new people is going to be considerably more than it was before. And so that's a new change that we put in, and I think people so far I think people have liked it pretty well. Kind of move on here. The whole idea of our marketing plan is to create sales managers. We need to have a lot of sales managers. The structure on the sales managers, of qualified sales managers, you earn the same commissions as we've always earned, 8% on the first generation, 4% on the second, 2% on the third, and on down. There is no change in that system, and that's really where the bulk of the income really comes for people that learn to create sales managers and help other people become sales managers. That's all in place. And on top of that, what is in place is the executive compensation plan, and the executive compensation plan is still in place. The car plan is still in place. The travel plan is still in place. All those things are still in place. All these changes really took place in this bottom portion of the plan, people getting to sales manager. The executive bonuses, as we're talking about, every time, depending on what your position is, you're able to reach clear down in the organization until you come to somebody of an equal rank. And any time that there is a sales manager created in your organization, no matter how many generations down, and you are the first person of that rank that bonuses roll up to, we can pay out up to $2,500. So if you're a master manager, for example, and you are able you create a new sales manager directly to you, you'd get a bonus of $2,500 just for the act of creating that sales manager. And by the same token, distributors throughout the entire organization, we have up to $500 so that there's one payout for each rank as you go up. And so this means that the powerful sales managers, the ones that are the teachers and the leaders that work deep down in their group, can afford to work deep down in their group, and the income is very, very significant. We made a change this week in how we represent the commission structure on what it takes to be qualified in order to be able to get a commission. Obviously, with the preferred customer, there is no commission check, so there's no PV required. Same thing is true with the dealer. There is no commission check because everybody is either a dealer under you or a preferred customer, so there is no requirement. At the first place that you do have a requirement, it's 150 PV. And this was not real clear. And so what we said is, in order to be able to get a commission check, you need to have 150 PV, or you have to bring it is a whole house system or a dealer or an R3. So any one of those things that happens in your organization qualifies you as a master dealer. And as you can see, the distributor, it is very simple. It is 600 group PV or an R3 in order to qualify to get a bonus check. And for a sales manager, we have dropped that down so that it's 3,000 group PV or an R3, and that compares to what we used to have as a 10,000 group PV in order to qualify to be able to get to have a check. Now, as you can see on this page, there's another change that's kind of inherent in that we've not talked about too much, and that is everybody pays the same amount for the product. Everybody, where we used to pay part of the commission out just as dropping the purchase price on it, we now pay that same commission out and pay it back as terms of commission. But that means that we had to make another change, and that is that you do get your commission on your own personal purchases without qualification. So you don't have to have a minimum purchase PV in order to be able to get bonuses on your own purchases. And so that really kind of takes the system back to what it was and made it better because now if you're a sales manager, you don't have to have 3,000 PV in order to get commissions on your own work, just on your open groups work. And I think that simple thing has really kind of clarified what it is that we need, that we were really trying to do. I'm kind of going through these quickly because the other webinar that we did, we spent a great deal more time on them. But I just want everybody to get on the up to date with the other additional changes that we have made. So going back, again, preferred customers, the idea is this is part of a referral program. Get people that are not sure that they want to be in the business. So there is no requirement other than the fact that they have to purchase the system at $410 on the referring dealer's website. And as we talked about earlier, that's the start of somebody that can't decide whether they want to get in the business, don't want to get in the business, want to get in the business later, whatever it is, it's their choice, and once they get in, they are in. To become a dealer, you have three choices. You have to either purchase an enrollment pack of $777, purchase 2 whole house systems, not necessarily at the same time, not even in the same month, of $410. That qualifies you to get to be a dealer. If you do that, and the third way is to bring people in, and bringing in 4 new people as preferred customers qualifies you then to become a dealer because you've already purchased your first one. And so one of those three are probably going to be a way for people to get in. Now, there's one additional thing that we put in, and that is if you go from a preferred customer to a dealer in 30 days, not necessarily in the same month, but in 30 days, not only do you get to be promoted to a dealer, but those people that you brought in are the start of your open group, so that they all go into your open group as opposed to being in your sponsors group. So those are really options for people to take a look and decide whether they're really going to be able to get into the business. Being promoted to master dealer, 1,000 group PV or an R3. Is a distributor, 6,000 group PV, and this is a change in 2 rolling calendar months. Okay, the old program used to say 3,000 group PV per month. And so what we've done is we've gone to 6,000 total, because that's really the requirement. We want people to get the volume. They have to have 10 dealers in their team. Only 5 of them can be in one leg. And the same thing, at only 3,000 of their 6,000 group PV in the rolling months can come out of one leg. So they have to build a little bit of an organization. And then, of course, they have to do personally an R3. Oops. Sales manager is exactly the same idea. So that as a sales manager, you now have a volume of 25,000 group PV, which is a little more, in 3 rolling calendar months. So you wouldn't have to actually have any volume in 1 month if you could do it in 2. It used to be a 2 of 3 months. Now we just said 25,000 total. And if you've got 40 people in your team and you've got no more than 20 of them in one leg and no more than half your volume in one leg, that qualifies you to be a sales manager. That will produce solid sales managers, and that's the most important thing that we're trying to deal with here. Let's talk about qualification. Sales manager qualifications, 3,000 group PV for your open group. That is, of course, excluding your own personal purchases. And so to qualify to get commissions on your dealers and distributors, you have to do 3,000 group PV. There's not a personal PV requirement there. When you make your first sales manager, when you create your first sales manager, you become a senior manager. And what that means is now 3,000 open group PV also is the qualification for you to reach down into your single or 3 into your sales manager organization for 1 to 3 generations, and that will allow you the same qualification will get you both places. And if you have 5,000 group PV, it allows you to go 7 generations deep, even with just 1 sales manager that you've created. Coordinating manager is 2,500 for your open group. That also qualifies you for all 7 generations. And it goes on down to master manager, where there at that point, you're permanently qualified to go commission to earn all the commissions on 7 generations deep. And that also qualifies you, if you remember, on the executive compensation plan. So that is in essence what we have really done. The other announcement that we made last week was that we are going to reduce all of the qualifications for the month of March to 50%. Whatever the qualification was, that's now half. And we did that because we're getting started a little bit slower, and we may end up dropping that even more depending on what the computer does and help us, or maybe we may roll it into next month. But the thing that I really want to stress with people is now is the time. We've got hard copies of these things. If you can't get a copy of it, you can get it from Sherry, you can get it from me. I will do whatever we have to do to get materials in people's hands. But now is the time when we really need to be getting started and making sure that we have a full month and a half, 2 months to debug this. There may be some other things in this program that we may want to change yet. But I want to be sure that we get all of these changes out before we reach the point where we have our hard launch. So that's kind of the short story. I know that most of the people on the panel have had a chance to work with it a little bit and become used to it. And I'm just going to ask everybody on the panel if they wouldn't just, I'm going to ask everybody to introduce themselves, and then we're just going to talk about how this is working out and what the reaction of people have been and any comments that you might have to make. Sherry, I think I'll just go ahead and begin with you.
Yes, I'm Sherry, and I'm from New Jersey. We just finished with our snow yesterday. More this week, more this coming week. We will have the northeastern again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So, yeah. Anyway, I have been showing this new plan to our existing dealers, and the response is just really phenomenal. Initially, I had a resistance with the 777. Because they say that our plan should be easier to introduce it, to get new dealers, if it's a little less money that they put out. But once I explained the preferred customer program, that there is really nothing lost there because they could start as a customer. And that really gives a leverage actually to the existing dealer or to the dealer who is trying to sponsor them. And I said, there's really nothing lost with being a preferred customer. Once you're ready and able to be a dealer, then you could convert to becoming a dealer. So that's a win-win situation for the existing dealer and the new preferred customer who becomes a dealer eventually. And then once you explain the rest of the program, oh, they just see it like they get so excited about it. I mean, the sales managers, now the qualifications are really realistic now. Before with the 10,000, everybody's saying, who could do that? You know, it's a, but now with the 2,500, 3,000, I think if we are working with our team, that is really doable. And I'm just too excited because now we will see a whole generation of sales managers with a real, with a different view of our company and our marketing plan. Because now we will have qualified sales managers because they really worked out the program just like what we said. 3 rolling months, that is really a long enough really for any sales manager to plan out their moves, so and to plan out what their team is going to do. Cesar and I talked about this, and you know that the Cesar and his group has planned out every single month, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so that's really interesting and that's really exciting for all of us. And I have talked to other sales managers who have been sleeping for quite a while and are now really wide awake with what they're seeing, because they're saying, boy, this is the real opportunity. And they know that with the, and I say to them, you know, our new element, it's a real new product. It's almost like you're really seeing a new product. And yes, Bill.
I know an awful lot of people have not even seen the Element yet because there just haven't been that many of them produced at the end of the year. So I am really encouraging people, no matter how unsure they are, they want to get back in before they decide how aggressively they want to be. Get an Element. Get a whole house system for yourself and see just exactly what the difference really is. Everybody that gets them for the first time is very impressed with them.
Yes, and I think as sales managers, that's our first. That's the first thing I talk to them about. The existing dealers is for all of us to really have at least a new system, the new Element, so
Yep.
that we are able to use it ourselves, see it for ourselves, and sample it to the others when we give our meetings or even small groups. Today, I'm not really giving any big meetings yet. I'm just doing it in small groups in their own homes, and maybe in 6 weeks we're ready to start the big meetings, Bill.
Okay, well, I know that people are doing it at different paces, and I see Charlie Tan is with us, and Charlie, I know that if you can unmute at least. And you're beautiful out there in California.
Yeah.
I'm
You
impressed.
had a haircut, Charlie.
I'm impressed.
I got a haircut. I mean, that's why I don't want to show my face to shock you guys.
Right. But you already had a big group of people, and I saw the pictures, and I saw a lot of excitement there.
Oh yeah, in the last 2 days, I started to get back my leaders and explained about the new comp plan. At first, when they hear about a new comp plan, they were worried. Is it going to be something different? There's nothing much different. And then we make it easy. And once I explained about the preferred customer program, they start to see it. They start to see, start to like it. You know, the preferred customer program, they like it. They see the simplicity of the commission structure, and 20. 40, the price that we make it, everybody have 280. You make back the commission that your own rank. I think no complaints. They like it, and most of the question came out is the product. How is the product right now? Is it going to, I mean, are you sure? Are you sure? I say, well, you know what? I'm going to receive the product next week, and I'm going to show it to you guys. So the most question is they just want to ensure the product quality is good. No complaint, like the complaint a lot.
Well, good. And I believe Mark and I have done everything we can, and we believe that the product is everything that we'd hoped it would be. I don't think there are any gremlins left. As you know about gremlins, you don't know that they're there till they act up, and so that's the only thing that we can really do. Appreciate your effort. I was an exciting group. I saw a lot of happy faces on that group out there. Bob Colasanti, you're kind of new to our little group, but you're going to be a regular on here now with us. I understand you're going to be taking over Florida. Is that true?
Well, Bill, I'm excited. I got a bunch of people trying to get in. I'm trying to get them in all week. We had some problems with the, getting the apps and everything. Finally, that person that you sent out the first 777 was my person who finally called on the phone, and they were kind enough to record the information and get them into the business. So I'm excited about that. I have a few more want to come in. So it's a good thing. I think the qualifications are very doable, even for sales manager. I remember when we started out, I had over 10,000 a month as sales manager before. So I think everybody could do it that wants to apply themselves and does want to work at this and put the time in. The numbers are very realistic now. I appreciate that. And of course, the $130 check, as always, is exciting people. That's why one of the reasons they want to come in. Of course, the free products, the R3. And because of the element itself, I love the thing. I got it running in my office here, and it's fantastic. So I'm very excited. I do have some questions, but will there be time for that at the end?
Yes, we'll take them at the end. Let me go through this. Ken Dockery.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sure can.
We're excited about the simplicity of the plan. We're excited about the element, and we've used some Tempest. We're excited about that. I told Bill yesterday I've got a guy testing a Tempest right now. He's got some pet urine spots in the carpet, and he's using that Tempest to clean them up. So, everything's ready, and the simplicity of it. I want to thank Charlie and Sherry, because this is really their baby, and they've done a great job. And I just think there's no restraints now.
Well, I tend to agree, and Sherry and Charlie did start, but I have to tell you, this has really been a group effort. I think that's what gives us the greatest chance of this thing really working, is that it isn't just one person's view of what's working. Everybody worked as a team. Everybody really had input. Everybody really, you look at all the changes, and none of the changes are that dramatic, but it's not dramatic changes that make or kill a program. It's the little subtle stuff that discourages people. The idea of all of a sudden you've worked hard and you didn't quite make sales manager, now you lose everything. Well, that was never really the intent. We thought everybody would make it, but the discouragement factor of one little rule in there makes such a difference. And I think that the looking at it and saying, let's get rid of the discouragement factors and see what we can do some other way to make it happen is really what's important about it. And so I agree with you. John and Barb, you guys were part of the team that really put in a lot of work. You haven't seen it yet, but they actually went through the entire document that we did and did a lot of grammatical work, a lot of word work and wordsmithing work, and words are important, and they make a huge difference. John and Barb, introduce yourselves.
John and Barb Dorgan from Oak Lawn, Illinois. You're going to be the anchor of Chicago.
All right. Well, we're gonna be getting up that way as soon as we can, and we need to make some products. Have you had a chance to share the plan with anybody yet?
Yeah, in fact, we're opening up New York, a guy in New York City. So if you give me a contact to somebody that maybe he could go to their meetings and learn a little bit, because I'm so far away from him. But we'll be getting to him tonight.
Super. And well, I appreciate the work, Dave Ball. I know that you're getting ready to get going. Dave,
can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you.
Okay. We're trying to get Arkansas up and running. I've presented the plan to two different people this week, and had one that postponed till Monday, that look forward to seeing. She and her husband are business owners, and they're interested in maybe the business opportunity. They're looking at that. And so the comp plan is just phenomenal. I haven't gotten the updated one. If you would email me that. And what I did is I printed it off, put it in a flip book, and I'm just going through it with them. And it's so easy to follow. And I want to thank Charlie and Caesar and Sherry, everyone that's worked on this. John and Barb, you did a phenomenal job on this. And I just can't thank you enough.
Well, it is a group effort, and that's why I think it's going to go so great. Dave and Lori, you're over there in the Fort Worth area. Tell us about what's going on.
Well, I think it's amazing that you've actually when you step back and look at this, corporate America and the companies there reorganize all the time. And it's not an uncommon thing to do. But when I've spoken to people who are aware of this reorganization, they look at it differently. And I really don't understand why. I guess it's because most companies in our industry just keep it to the throttle and don't see that coming. But with the foresight that you had, you were able to do this reorganization and keep this company going. And they don't look at it as a good thing, but I'm educating them on that. And also with the new product that's come out, the changes in that are definitely going to turn some heads. I think by being able to share this webinar and for them to see the compensation plan and the new changes in that, it's going to be a great thing. And we're really excited about starting in retail with the preferred customer program.
Super. Well, I think that preferred customer thing is going to be is the answer to really kind of coming up with our own lead generation program. I mean, that's essentially what it is. It's a built-in lead generation program, and what is it that we are passing out as a reward for getting a lead? Product, and the thing that we know that's going to drive more product sales than anything. I think that is that's key to making the whole thing work. Well, Cher, I know that you've been on the phone an awful lot with an awful lot of our people, and I kind of saved you for, I think, almost last, and then we'll open it up for some other discussion. What's been the reaction? Talk to me.
Oh, my goodness. There are so many people that have built other businesses using an e-commerce platform and lead generation and with product sales, and I think you just sort of touched on something really big, Bill, that's going to bring a big explosion to our company. The type of people that we have not attracted to Air Restore in the past will be those folks that will really take a good hard look at this on how they can just drive people to Air Restore, test the waters with the product, and then open it up, and the floodgates are just going to spew in with all kinds of new product sales that'll turn into dealers, that'll turn into sales managers. I think it's just a brilliant move. Hats off to Charlie and Sherry for really, pioneering this and opening our eyes to something we haven't seen before. Good job, guys.
Well, I think it's really, as I keep saying, team effort.
Yes.
Because I know anything that you create in the office doesn't really reflect what's going on, but neither does things that happen in Florida necessarily reflect what happens in Chicago.
Right.
And by getting people from all across the country who this is not new to, who have been out there trying to make the old program work, that really understand what happens to people, what the dynamic is. It's so hard for other people to understand. I think that this is really a field-driven program. And the beautiful thing about it now is that when it's all done and somebody doesn't like something, I can say, don't blame me, blame everybody else. So I have been able to dump the blame off on my back to everybody else's back.
Yeah.
And of course, I guess it's only fair to give you guys the glory when that happens as well. Well, I've got about 4 people on my sheet here that are called Ken and Mary because you guys got on there. Anybody that would like to add a comment to it, and then I'm going to ask for some questions.
Good morning. This is Lori.
Hey, Lori.
Am I coming up? Am I
Yes,
coming
you're
up
on.
as Ken?
No, you're not. You're just coming up as a telephone number.
Okay. I just want to give kudos to Air Restore because I've heard of any other company who took information from their employers or employees actually and implemented it into their products. I really think it's an excellent company that takes what the dealers say and all of their, I don't know, suggestions and puts them to heart and actually lets us as the dealers build the company. You don't have a black and white where everybody's got to follow the same thing. You're willing to listen to us and make changes as needed. And I really, really appreciate that about Air Restore.
Well, I choose to steal from the best people, and that's the field people. So I'll take your ideas anytime and make them my own. So very good. Thank you, Lori. Any other of the Ken and Marys? You weren't a Ken and Mary. You were a phone number. Okay. Well, Bob, you had a couple questions. Let's talk about those and let's see if they probably are common questions. So go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to say one thing that Sherry up there in New Jersey, that's where I came from. You could tell by this excellent accent, and it's snowing up there and everything. And because of your first company, I made so much money that I was able to bring my big family of 8 down here to a suburb of Jacksonville in a nice big house. So I appreciate your bill for the original company, and I appreciate this one. And Sherry, you have to deal with the cold weather. I'm down here. It's going to be 80 degrees today. Okay, now that I got that, let me go with this question. The thing about the 8, do we have any info on that coming?
Yep, we are going to have a 4-pack and an 8-pack, and however, we're not going to tie it into promotion. What we have done is that we've given people a volume discount on the purchase of the package of 4 or a package of 8. So keep it very simple. There's a 5% discount on the package of 4, and there's a 10% discount on a package of 8. And the PV is exactly the same as though you were buying 4 and 8. So the PV we kept the same, and we reduced the purchase price. So for anybody purchasing a volume up, we are not going to go higher than that. Because any higher than that causes too much product in a person's hands and ends up, as we've discovered, making people get rid of it at discounts and leads to all kinds of problems. So those 2 packages we have. But in the past, where we've said if you do purchase a 4-pack or an 8-pack, you got promoted to senior dealer or master dealer. Well, obviously, senior dealer is gone, and master dealer is not the requirement that you get a pack. Although, if you get the pack and then do the requirements, you've got the volume that it takes and the requirement to get it that it takes to get there. So it is a fast start program in a way, and it gets you there. It meets the requirement of that you need to be in that position by the end of the month, so that you're sure that you are promoted to master dealer at the end of the month.
Okay, and you said you get half the volume for this month reduced to half. How about the number of dealers and the other curriculum for reaching that level? Is that half too?
The requirements are going to be cut in half. I will tell you that focus on the people rather than the volume for people getting promotion. Because getting people built into an organization is more important than the volume. The volume is just kind of the unit of measure that we have. And so I don't want people buying volume. I don't want people purchasing product that they don't want. I want them to be building organization and building systems.
Okay. One thing else, with the group volume for qualifications or for rank, is PV included in your group volume?
Yes. Yeah, your personal volume is included in your group. You're part of your own group.
Okay, I think that's all for me. You did a great job answering my questions. Thank you.
Wow, Bob, you're getting old. You used to be able to tear me up. So anybody on the panel like to
Yes.
make a comment or talk about something that needs to be talking about? I hear you,
Bill.
Charlie.
Bill, I'd
Yeah,
like,
okay.
oh, sorry. Because I heard Bill say PV. Maybe we could put also PPV to make a distinction with the group PV, GPV, and then the PPV with a personal volume. RPV means point value.
Yep.
It's not really personal. So I think we should make a distinction there in our plan, PPV and GPV.
Sure, I agree 100%.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Bill,
Charlie?
you just mentioned about the 4-pack and the 8-pack for
Mhm.
discount. So if somebody new, we know that to go to master dealer is need 1,000 GPV. So personal purchase consider also a GPV. So in that case, 1,000 GPV is a 7 set. So somebody new say, hey, I want to buy the 8-pack, and I should be that will qualify me a master dealer next month. So this is a little bit difficult now. I have to start with the 2, and then I have to buy I know technically 7, so I have to buy 5 more sets. Now you put it 4 and 8, that will make it difficult for people. 4 and 8. Aha. Now what now? So that's why I say when you have this 4 and 8, I start to get a little bit concerned about. I know some people they just want they can sell it. They want to have inventory,
Mhm.
and they want to start as a master dealer. So that package that disturb a little bit the original plan.
Yeah, well, it does. I guess there's there are 2 ways you can also look at it. Actually, is the thing that that you don't really want is you don't really want people just buying inventories to get into a position. They buying more inventory as a requirement to get into a position, because they still, you still need to have people in your organization to be a master dealer. So I'll tell you what, we'll pull the committee together and we'll talk about that at a later time. And because that's the whole purpose of these 6 weeks, is to take a look at these things that we implement and decide whether they're going to be permanent or not. But for the time being, we're going to go that way, and then we'll pull the committee together and hash it out.
Okay.
And I would like to just tell everybody that's been on my committee, if you think that your job is over, forget it. It's just started, and because you're in this thing for the long haul. All right. Anybody else?
Hey, Bill, this is Bob again. I just had something to add about those 8-packs. I signed up a lot of people that are business people, air conditioning person, a health food store. They need a price, what they could buy them for, so they could sell them in their businesses. Not so much for personal volume, for advance and everything. But these groups continue to order, continue to make money every time they put in a big order of 8
Sure.
or 10 packs.
Yep. I agree.
Bill, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Now, you said the car program will remain the same as it was before. Will that show in the website so that a person looking will be able to see that? I'm dealing with some people right now that currently their automobiles are usable, but they look like they've been abused. And they just to be able to earn a new automobile would be something that could be a very big incentive for them. And so that will be explained. Is that
Yep.
what-
When you're able to open up the back offices, we were in the process of putting all those programs together in a single booklet kind of form, and that got interrupted when we suspended operations. And now, as soon as we get the computer back up, those are going to be finished and tied in with the new basic comp plan. So what we're going to have is the basic comp plan that will also refer to the other things, the car program and the executive compensation plan and the travel plan. because those are additional benefits outside of the basic plan.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, anybody else? Let's see. Okay. Well, I think that we have just about gone our hour. That is a fast hour, I have to tell you. We cover an awful lot of stuff. Everybody, right now, it takes about 2 hours for it to Zoom to convert this thing into a recording. And now that I know which one to send out to everybody, it'll be easier for you to open, and we will move on from there. So what I would like to do is do something that I think that has led us to where we need to be throughout the entire discussion and the reformulating of and the relaunch system, and that is to be sure that our primary focus is in exactly the right way. Dave Ball, would you like to word a prayer for us?
I would be glad to. Thank you. Father, I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this tremendous business opportunity, and to be able to help each one to formulate a program that not only benefits our families and our homes, but also glorifies you, Father. And I just ask you for your wisdom, your guidance for Bill and the team that's putting this together, so that each one can know that you are in control, that you are at the head of this company, and that your blessings are upon it. And Father, I ask this in your precious name, in the name of Jesus. Amen.
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 Thank you, Guy. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate your panel, and we will see you guys
Monday night.
Monday night.
Conference call? Yeah.
Monday night and Tuesday night, and we'll be back a week from Saturday.